Attention! A significant percentage of American men over 60 are taking magnesium supplements every night, hoping they will restore their vitality and improve their intimate lives. What if I told you that while magnesium has its benefits, it may not be addressing the root causes of age-related changes in male sexual health? I'm Dr. Mohit Khera, a urologist with over 30 years of experience helping men understand the complex factors that influence their sexual health as they age. I've worked with thousands of patients across the United States, men who came to me searching for answers when their bodies weren't responding the way they once did. Here's what I've observed in my decades of practice. Many men focus on single supplements like magnesium, expecting dramatic results, when the reality is that male sexual health involves multiple interconnected systems in your body. Your cardiovascular health, hormone production, sleep quality, nutrition, and overall wellness all play crucial roles. Today I want to share with you what I've learned about 2 commonly available foods that may support your body's natural processes when combined with proper medical care and lifestyle choices. When incorporated into a comprehensive approach to health, these foods may help support the systems your body uses for repair and hormone production during sleep. Let me be clear from the start. What I'm sharing today is educational information to discuss with your healthcare provider. Every man's situation is unique, and any changes to your health routine should be made in consultation with a qualified medical professional who knows your individual health history. Now let me tell you about James, a 72-year-old retired educator from Arizona who came to see me last year. James represents the journey many men face as they age, and his story illustrates both the challenges and the hope that exists when we take a comprehensive approach to men's health. James walked into my clinic looking discouraged. He had been trying various approaches to address changes in his energy and intimate function. Like many men his age, he had been taking magnesium supplements for months, hoping they would make a significant difference. He told me something that stayed with me. "Doctor, I feel like I'm losing part of who I am as a man. I want to understand what's really happening in my body and what I can actually do about it." That conversation led us to explore not just supplements, but James's overall health picture, his sleep patterns, his cardiovascular health, his nutrition, his stress levels, and yes, his hormone levels too. Over the following months, as we worked together on a comprehensive approach that included dietary changes, lifestyle modifications, and appropriate medical interventions, James began to see improvements in multiple areas of his health. His energy increased, his sleep quality improved, and his confidence returned. The transformation wasn't overnight, and it wasn't due to any single factor. It was the result of addressing his health holistically, which is exactly the approach I want to discuss with you today. Before we dive deeper into the specific foods I want to share with you, let's talk about why single supplement approaches often fall short when it comes to complex health issues like age-related changes in male sexual function. The human body is remarkably complex. Your sexual health depends on proper blood flow, which requires a healthy cardiovascular system. It depends on adequate hormone production, which requires proper nutrition and sleep. It depends on nerve function, tissue health, and psychological factors too. Magnesium is indeed an important mineral. It supports muscle function, helps regulate blood pressure, and plays a role in many enzymatic processes in your body. Some men do find that magnesium supplementation helps with sleep quality or muscle relaxation. However, if you're experiencing changes in sexual function, energy levels, or overall vitality, magnesium alone is unlikely to address all the underlying factors involved. This is why I often see men who have been taking various supplements for months or even years without seeing the improvements they were hoping for. Let me share another example. Robert was an 80-year-old retired engineer from Florida who came to see me after trying numerous supplements, including magnesium, with limited success. Robert's situation taught me something important about the complexity of aging and men's health. When we evaluated his overall health status, we found that he had multiple areas that needed attention. His vitamin D levels were indeed low, which is common in older adults, especially those living in areas where they don't get regular sun exposure or have limited outdoor activity. We also found that his diet, while generally healthy, was lacking in certain nutrients that support testosterone production and cardiovascular health. His sleep quality had declined over the years, which can significantly impact hormone production and overall recovery. Most importantly, Robert hadn't been working with his primary care physician to monitor and address these changes systematically. Once we developed a comprehensive plan that included dietary improvements, appropriate supplementation under medical supervision, sleep hygiene improvements, and regular follow-up care, Robert began to see meaningful changes in his energy and overall sense of well-being. This brings me to the first of two foods I want to discuss with you today. It's something that might surprise you because it's probably sitting in your kitchen right now. Citrus fruits. Oranges, grapefruits, lemons, and other citrus fruits offer several potential benefits for men's health that go beyond their vitamin C content. Here's what makes citrus fruits particularly interesting from a men's health perspective. They contain compounds called flavonoids, particularly hesperidin and naringenin, which research suggests may support cardiovascular health. Since good blood flow is essential for healthy sexual function, supporting your cardiovascular system is an important part of maintaining intimacy as you age. Citrus fruits may also help with the absorption of certain nutrients, including vitamin D, when consumed as part of a balanced meal. Vitamin D plays important roles in hormone production, bone health, and overall immune function. Many older adults have insufficient vitamin D levels, particularly during winter months, or if they have limited sun exposure. The relationship between vitamin D and men's health is well established in the scientific literature. Adequate vitamin D levels support healthy testosterone production, which naturally declines with age in most men. Testosterone affects not just sexual function, but also energy levels, muscle mass, bone density, and mood. Now, I want to be very clear about something. Simply eating citrus fruits isn't going to dramatically transform your health overnight. But when citrus is part of a comprehensive approach to wellness, including proper medical care, it can be one supportive element in maintaining your health as you age. Let me tell you about Michael, a 68-year-old from Michigan who came to see me with concerns about his energy levels and overall vitality. When we tested his vitamin D levels, they were indeed quite low, which is common in northern climates, especially during winter months. Michael's primary care physician had prescribed vitamin D supplementation, but Michael wasn't seeing the improvements he had hoped for. When we looked more closely at his routine, we found that he was taking his vitamin D supplement by itself, without food, which can limit absorption. We made a simple change. Michael began taking his vitamin D supplement with his evening meal, which included citrus fruit and healthy fats like those found in fish, nuts, or olive oil. The healthy fats help with vitamin D absorption, while the citrus provided additional beneficial compounds. Over the following months, as part of a comprehensive health plan that also included regular exercise, better sleep habits, and ongoing medical monitoring, Michael reported improvements in his energy levels and overall sense of well-being. This leads me to the second food I want to discuss with you, one that has a particularly interesting relationship with male hormone production: pomegranates. These beautiful red fruits have been studied extensively for their potential health benefits, and there are several reasons why they might be particularly relevant for men's health. Pomegranates are rich in antioxidants, particularly compounds called punicolagens and ellagic acid. These antioxidants may help reduce inflammation in the body, which is important because chronic inflammation can negatively impact hormone production and cardiovascular health. Perhaps more importantly for men's health, pomegranates are a natural source of zinc. Zinc is an essential mineral that plays a crucial role in testosterone production. It's also important for immune function, wound healing, and the maintenance of healthy prostate function. Research suggests that zinc deficiency is relatively common among older adults, and it can contribute to declines in testosterone levels, immune function, and overall vitality. While severe zinc deficiency is rare in developed countries, mild deficiencies may be more common than many people realize. The advantage of getting zinc from whole foods like pomegranates rather than from supplements alone is that whole foods provide zinc in a form that's often better absorbed by the body. They also provide other beneficial compounds that may work synergistically with the zinc. Let me share Frank's story. Frank was a retired educator from Ohio who came to see me feeling frustrated about his declining energy and changes in his intimate life. He was 73 years old and had been maintaining what he thought was a healthy lifestyle, including regular exercise and a generally nutritious diet. When we evaluated Frank's nutritional status, we found that his zinc levels were below optimal ranges. This isn't uncommon, as zinc absorption can decline with age, and many older adults don't consume enough zinc-rich foods in their regular diet. Frank began incorporating pomegranate into his evening routine, along with other zinc-rich foods and lifestyle changes we discussed. Over time, as part of his comprehensive health plan, Frank reported improvements in his energy levels and overall sense of vitality. Now, I want to address something important. Frank's improvements weren't solely due to adding pomegranate to his diet. They were the result of a comprehensive approach that included proper medical evaluation, appropriate interventions, lifestyle modifications, and ongoing monitoring. This is a crucial point because I often meet men who are looking for a simple, single solution to complex health changes. While I wish there were easy answers, the reality is that maintaining health as we age requires attention to multiple factors working together. At the same time, there are common mistakes I see men making that can actually work against their health goals, even when they're trying to do the right thing. Let me share 3 of the most important ones I've observed. The first mistake involves timing of certain supplements. B-complex vitamins, for example, are excellent for supporting energy and nervous system function. However, because they can be stimulating, taking them late in the day can interfere with sleep quality. Quality sleep is absolutely crucial for hormone production, including testosterone. Most of your body's testosterone production occurs during deep sleep phases. If your sleep is disrupted by stimulating supplements taken too late in the day, you may actually be working against your health goals. I remember David, a 75-year-old from Texas, who was doing many things right for his health, but was having trouble with sleep quality. When we reviewed his supplement routine, we discovered he was taking his B-complex vitamins with dinner, which was likely contributing to his sleep difficulties. Simply moving his B vitamins to the morning resolved the sleep issue, and better sleep contributed to improvements in his overall energy and vitality over time. The second common mistake involves vitamin C timing. Vitamin C is an important antioxidant and immune system supporter. However, like B vitamins, it can be somewhat stimulating if taken late in the day. Additionally, taking large doses of vitamin C in the evening may interfere with some of the natural oxidative processes your body uses to signal repair and recovery. This doesn't mean vitamin C is bad for you. It means that timing and dosage matter. Taking your vitamin C earlier in the day allows you to get its benefits while avoiding potential interference with sleep and recovery processes. The third mistake, and one that surprises many men, involves hidden sources of caffeine in the evening. Most men know to avoid coffee late in the day, but caffeine can be found in many teas, chocolates, and even some supplements marketed for various health benefits. Even small amounts of caffeine consumed after mid-afternoon can interfere with deep sleep phases. Since deep sleep is when your body does much of its repair work and hormone production, anything that interferes with sleep quality can impact your overall vitality and health. Tom, a retired airline pilot, couldn't understand why he was having trouble sleeping despite feeling tired. When we looked at his evening routine, we discovered he was drinking green tea after dinner, thinking it was a healthy choice. While green tea does have health benefits, its caffeine content was enough to interfere with his sleep. Switching to caffeine-free herbal teas in the evening helped Tom's sleep quality improve, which contributed to better energy and mood during the day. Now, I want to talk about something that goes beyond just the physical aspects of men's health. In my 30 years of practice, I've learned that when men experience changes in their sexual function or overall vitality, it affects much more than just their physical health. These changes can impact confidence, relationships, and sense of identity. Many of the men I work with describe feeling like they're losing part of who they are as men. This emotional and psychological aspect is just as important as the physical changes they're experiencing. I remember Walter, an 82-year-old World War II veteran who came to see me not just because of physical changes, but because those changes were affecting his relationship with his wife of 60 years. He told me, "Doctor, I don't feel like the husband I used to be. I want to understand what's happening and what I can realistically do about it." Walter's honesty opened the door to a comprehensive conversation about aging, health, relationships, and expectations. We talked about the normal changes that occur with aging, but also about the many interventions available to help men maintain their health and vitality as they get older. Working with Walter involved not just medical interventions, but also helping him understand that experiencing changes as we age doesn't diminish our worth or identity as men. It simply means we need to adapt our approach to health and relationships as we get older. Over several months, as we addressed Walter's overall health comprehensively, he reported not just physical improvements, but also renewed confidence and stronger connection with his wife. He told me, "Doctor, I realize now that being a good husband isn't just about physical performance. It's about communication, intimacy, and caring for each other in all the ways that matter." This brings me to an important point about expectations and realistic goals. The health and wellness industry, including some medical professionals, sometimes makes promises that aren't realistic or evidence-based. The truth is that aging brings changes to our bodies, and some of those changes are normal and natural. While there are many things we can do to support our health and maintain our vitality as we age, we can't completely stop or reverse the aging process. What we can do is optimize our health within the context of our age and individual circumstances. We can address nutritional deficiencies, improve sleep quality, maintain cardiovascular health, manage stress, and work with healthcare providers to address specific medical concerns. This is why I emphasize a comprehensive approach rather than focusing on any single supplement or intervention. Your body is a complex system, and maintaining health requires attention to multiple factors working together. Let me give you a practical framework for thinking about men's health as you age. I call it the 5 pillars of healthy aging for men. The first pillar is cardiovascular health. Your heart and blood vessels need to function well to support all other aspects of your health, including sexual function. This means regular exercise appropriate for your age and fitness level, a heart-healthy diet, managing blood pressure and cholesterol, and avoiding smoking. The second pillar is hormone health. As men age, testosterone levels naturally decline. While this is normal, significant deficiencies can impact energy, mood, muscle mass, and sexual function. Working with a healthcare provider to monitor and optimize hormone levels, when appropriate, can be an important part of healthy aging. The third pillar is sleep quality. Deep restorative sleep is when your body does much of its repair work and hormone production. Prioritizing good sleep hygiene, addressing sleep disorders, and creating conditions for quality rest are crucial for maintaining vitality. The fourth pillar is nutrition and supplementation. A balanced diet rich in nutrients that support men's health, along with appropriate supplementation to address deficiencies, provides the raw materials your body needs to function optimally. The fifth pillar is mental and emotional health. Managing stress, maintaining social connections, staying mentally engaged, and addressing psychological factors that can impact physical health are all important components of healthy aging. Now, let me give you a practical approach you can discuss with your healthcare provider, incorporating the foods we've talked about and addressing the common mistakes we've covered. First, consider having a comprehensive health evaluation with your primary care physician. This should include assessment of your cardiovascular health, hormone levels, including testosterone and vitamin D, nutritional status, including B vitamins and minerals like zinc, and evaluation of any symptoms you may be experiencing. If your healthcare provider agrees it's appropriate, consider incorporating citrus fruits into your evening meal routine. The goal isn't to consume massive quantities, but to include a reasonable serving of orange, grapefruit, or other citrus as part of a balanced meal that includes healthy fats to support nutrient absorption. If your doctor recommends vitamin D supplementation based on your blood levels, take it with this citrus-containing meal to potentially improve absorption. Your healthcare provider can guide you on the appropriate dosage based on your individual needs and current levels. Similarly, if appropriate for your situation, consider adding pomegranate to your routine about 2 hours before bedtime. You can eat the fresh fruit, drink a small amount of pure pomegranate juice, or consume the seeds. The goal is to provide your body with natural sources of zinc and antioxidants to support overnight recovery processes. At the same time, optimize your supplement timing. If you take B-complex vitamins, move them to the morning to avoid potential sleep interference. Similarly, take vitamin C earlier in the day rather than in the evening. Eliminate hidden sources of caffeine after mid-afternoon. This includes not just coffee, but also caffeinated teas, chocolate, and any supplements that might contain stimulating compounds. Create an environment for quality sleep by maintaining consistent bedtime routines, keeping your bedroom cool and dark, and avoiding screens for at least an hour before bed. Most importantly, maintain realistic expectations and work with healthcare providers who understand men's health and aging. Changes take time, and the goal is long-term health optimization rather than quick fixes. Let me share a few more stories that illustrate how this comprehensive approach can work in practice. Richard was a 65-year-old businessman from California who came to see me because he was concerned about declining energy and changes in his intimate life. Richard was already quite health conscious, exercising regularly and eating what he considered a nutritious diet. When we evaluated Richard's situation comprehensively, we found several areas for improvement. His vitamin D levels were low despite living in sunny California, likely due to spending most of his time indoors and using sunscreen diligently when outdoors. His zinc levels were also below optimal, and his sleep quality had declined due to work stress and irregular schedules. Additionally, he was taking several supplements in the evening that were likely interfering with his sleep. We developed a plan that included the dietary changes we've discussed, optimization of his supplement timing, stress management techniques, and better sleep hygiene. Richard also worked with his primary care physician to monitor his progress through regular blood work. Over 6 months, Richard reported significant improvements in his energy levels, sleep quality, and overall sense of well-being. He told me, "Doctor, I feel more like myself again. It wasn't any one thing that made the difference, but the combination of all these changes working together." Another example is George, a 78-year-old retired teacher from North Carolina. George came to see me because his wife was concerned about his declining energy and mood. George had been experiencing what he described as feeling old before my time. George's evaluation revealed multiple issues that are common in older adults. His testosterone levels were quite low, even for his age. His vitamin D was deficient, his B12 levels were borderline low, and he had developed some cardiovascular concerns that were being managed by his cardiologist. Working with George required coordination with his other healthcare providers to ensure all his health issues were being addressed appropriately. We incorporated the nutritional strategies we've discussed, addressed his supplement routine, and helped him optimize his overall health management. George's improvements were gradual but meaningful. His energy increased, his mood improved, and he became more engaged in activities he had previously given up. His wife later told me, "I got my husband back." These stories illustrate several important principles. First, comprehensive health changes take time and patience. Second, individual results vary based on each person's unique health situation. Third, working with qualified healthcare providers is essential for safe and effective health optimization. I also want to address some common concerns and questions I hear from men about these approaches. One question I'm often asked is whether these dietary changes can replace medical treatments or prescription medications. The answer is no. While nutrition and lifestyle factors are important components of health, they should complement, not replace, appropriate medical care. If you have diagnosed conditions like low testosterone, cardiovascular disease, diabetes, or other health issues, it's crucial to work with your healthcare providers to manage these conditions appropriately. Dietary changes and supplements can be part of your overall health strategy, but they shouldn't substitute for proven medical treatments. Another common question is about timing and expectations. How quickly should someone expect to see results from these changes? The honest answer is that it varies significantly from person to person. Some men notice improvements in energy or sleep quality within a few weeks of making changes. Others may not see significant improvements for several months. Factors like age, overall health status, the severity of any underlying issues, and how consistently you implement the changes all affect the timeline. This is why I encourage men to focus on the long-term health benefits rather than expecting quick transformations. The goal is to support your body's natural processes and optimize your health within the context of normal aging. I'm also frequently asked about the safety of these approaches. The foods we've discussed, citrus fruits and pomegranates, are generally safe for most people when consumed as part of a balanced diet. However, if you have any food allergies, are taking medications that interact with certain foods, or have specific health conditions, you should discuss these additions with your healthcare provider. For example, grapefruit can interact with certain medications, including some blood pressure and cholesterol medications. If you're taking prescription medications, it's important to check with your pharmacist or doctor before significantly increasing your citrus consumption. Similarly, while pomegranate is generally safe, it can interact with certain blood-thinning medications. If you're on anticoagulants, discuss pomegranate consumption with your healthcare provider. Let me also address the psychological and relationship aspects of men's health changes more thoroughly, because these are often overlooked, but are crucial for overall well-being. Many men struggle with feelings of inadequacy or loss of identity when they experience changes in their physical capabilities or sexual function. These feelings are normal and understandable, but they can create a cycle where psychological stress actually worsens physical symptoms. Stress and anxiety can negatively impact hormone production, sleep quality, and cardiovascular health. This means that addressing the emotional and psychological aspects of health changes isn't just about feeling better mentally. It can actually support physical improvements too. Communication with partners is another crucial aspect that many men find challenging. Some men withdraw from intimacy or avoid discussing their concerns, which can create distance in relationships and increase stress for both partners. I encourage the men I work with to have open, honest conversations with their partners about their health concerns and the changes they're experiencing. Most partners are understanding and supportive when they understand what's happening and how they can be helpful. Let me tell you about James and his wife, Margaret. James had been avoiding intimacy for months because he was embarrassed about changes in his sexual function. This was creating tension in their marriage, and Margaret was feeling rejected and confused. When James finally opened up about his concerns, Margaret was relieved to understand what was happening. She became an active supporter of his health improvement efforts, helping with meal planning, encouraging his exercise routine, and being patient as he worked with his healthcare providers to address his concerns. This support system made a significant difference in James's progress. Having Margaret's understanding and encouragement reduced his stress levels, which likely contributed to his physical improvements as well. For men who don't have partners or whose partners aren't supportive, finding other sources of support can be important. This might include trusted friends, family members, support groups, or working with counselors who understand men's health issues. The isolation that some men feel when dealing with health changes can be particularly challenging. Men are often socialized to be stoic and self-reliant, which can make it difficult to seek help or admit to struggling with health concerns. Breaking through this isolation and finding appropriate support is often an important part of the healing process. Many men are surprised to learn how common their experiences are when they begin talking with other men their age. Now, let me talk about the role of exercise and physical activity in supporting the nutritional approaches we've discussed. Regular physical activity is one of the most powerful tools available for supporting men's health as they age. Exercise supports cardiovascular health, helps maintain healthy testosterone levels, improves sleep quality, supports mental health, and can enhance the effectiveness of nutritional interventions. However, exercise needs to be appropriate for your age, fitness level, and any health conditions you may have. The goal isn't to exercise like you're 20 years old, but to find forms of physical activity that you can maintain consistently over time. Resistance training, in particular, can be beneficial for older men. Maintaining muscle mass is important for overall health, metabolic function, and hormone production. Even modest amounts of resistance training, done safely and consistently, can help support testosterone levels and overall vitality. Cardiovascular exercise is equally important for supporting blood flow, heart health, and overall endurance. This doesn't necessarily mean intense cardio workouts. Walking, swimming, cycling, or other moderate intensity activities can provide significant benefits when done regularly. The key is finding activities you enjoy and can maintain over time. Consistency is more important than intensity for long-term health benefits. Let me share the story of Robert, a 70-year-old who had been sedentary for several years due to knee problems. Robert was concerned about his declining energy and overall fitness, but he thought his knee issues prevented him from exercising. Working with a physical therapist, Robert developed an exercise routine that accommodated his knee limitations. He began with chair exercises, water aerobics, and gentle resistance training, using bands rather than heavy weights. Over time, Robert's overall fitness improved, his energy increased, and interestingly, his knee pain actually decreased as his surrounding muscles became stronger. The combination of appropriate exercise with the nutritional strategies we discussed contributed to significant improvements in Robert's overall health and quality of life. This illustrates another important principle. It's never too late to start improving your health, even if you have physical limitations or haven't been active in years. The key is starting where you are and progressing gradually with appropriate guidance. Let's also discuss the importance of regular medical monitoring when implementing health improvement strategies. Many men avoid regular medical checkups, especially as they get older. This can be problematic because some health issues develop gradually and may not cause obvious symptoms in their early stages. Regular monitoring allows you and your healthcare providers to track your progress, identify potential issues early, and adjust your health strategies as needed. This is particularly important when you're making changes to your diet, supplements, or lifestyle. For example, if you're working to optimize your vitamin D levels, regular blood testing allows you to monitor your progress and ensure you're achieving and maintaining optimal levels without taking more than you need. Similarly, monitoring testosterone levels, cardiovascular markers, and other health indicators provides objective measures of how your health strategies are working and whether any adjustments are needed. Dr. Martinez, a colleague of mine who specializes in preventive medicine for older adults, often tells his patients, "You can't manage what you don't measure." Regular health monitoring provides the data needed to make informed decisions about your health. This monitoring should include not just blood work, but also regular assessments of your sleep quality, energy levels, mood, physical function, and any symptoms you may be experiencing. Keeping a simple health journal can help you track patterns and identify what approaches are most helpful for you. Now let me address some specific concerns that men in different age groups commonly face. Men in their 60s often experience the beginning of noticeable hormonal changes, along with increased risk factors for cardiovascular disease and other health issues. This is often a crucial decade for establishing health habits that will serve you well in later years. The strategies we've discussed, optimizing nutrition, supporting hormone health, prioritizing sleep, and maintaining appropriate physical activity, can be particularly beneficial during this decade. Many men find that making these changes in their 60s helps them maintain vitality and health throughout their 70s and beyond. Men in their 70s may be dealing with more established health issues and may be taking multiple medications. This makes it particularly important to work closely with healthcare providers when making any changes to diet or supplements. The nutritional approaches we've discussed can still be beneficial, but they need to be implemented carefully to avoid interactions with medications or conflicts with medical treatments for other conditions. Men in their 80s and beyond may have more complex health situations, but the principles remain the same. The goal is to optimize health within the context of your individual circumstances and to maintain the highest possible quality of life. I've worked with men in their 80s and 90s who have made meaningful improvements in their energy, mood, and overall well-being through appropriate nutritional and lifestyle interventions. Age alone doesn't prevent you from working to improve your health. Let me also address some myths and misconceptions I commonly encounter about men's health and aging. One myth is that significant declines in energy, mood, and sexual function are inevitable and untreatable parts of aging. While some changes are normal with aging, many of the symptoms men attribute to just getting older can actually be improved through appropriate interventions. Another myth is that testosterone replacement therapy is necessary for all men experiencing age-related changes. While testosterone therapy can be appropriate for some men with clinically low testosterone levels, it's not necessary or beneficial for everyone. Many men can see improvements through the comprehensive approaches we've discussed. A third myth is that dietary changes and supplements can't make meaningful differences for older adults. While nutrition alone isn't a cure-all, proper nutrition is a fundamental component of healthy aging, and deficiencies in key nutrients can significantly impact how you feel and function. I also want to discuss the importance of patience and persistence when implementing health improvement strategies. In our culture of instant gratification, many people expect quick results from health interventions. However, meaningful changes to your health, particularly changes that involve optimizing nutrition, improving sleep, and supporting hormone production, typically take time to become apparent. This is especially true for older adults, whose bodies may take longer to respond to interventions than younger people. The changes we're talking about involve supporting your body's natural processes rather than providing quick fixes, and natural processes take time. I encourage the men I work with to think in terms of months rather than weeks when evaluating the effectiveness of nutritional and lifestyle interventions. This doesn't mean you won't notice any changes sooner, but it means being patient with the process and consistent with your efforts. Let me share the story of Albert, an 85-year-old who came to see me feeling discouraged after trying various supplements for several weeks without seeing dramatic improvements. Albert had realistic goals. He wasn't expecting to feel like he was 50 again, but he wanted to have more energy for daily activities and to feel more like himself. However, he had become frustrated when he didn't see immediate results from the changes he was making. We talked about realistic timelines and the importance of consistency. Albert agreed to commit to the comprehensive approach we developed for at least 3 months before evaluating its effectiveness. During those 3 months, Albert kept a simple journal tracking his energy levels, sleep quality, mood, and overall sense of well-being. While he didn't notice dramatic day-to-day changes, when he looked back at his journal entries after 3 months, he could see clear patterns of improvement. His energy levels had gradually increased, his sleep had become more consistent, and his overall mood and outlook had improved. Albert told me, "Doctor, the changes were so gradual that I didn't notice them happening day by day. But when I look at where I am now compared to 3 months ago, the difference is remarkable." This illustrates the importance of both patience and tracking your progress in ways that allow you to see gradual improvements over time. Another important aspect of men's health that I want to address is the role of social connections and mental engagement in overall well-being. Research consistently shows that men who maintain strong social connections and stay mentally engaged tend to have better health outcomes as they age. This includes not just physical health, but also cognitive function and emotional well-being. Unfortunately, many men become more isolated as they age, particularly after retirement, or if they experience health challenges. This isolation can negatively impact both mental and physical health. Maintaining friendships, family relationships, and community connections provides emotional support, reduces stress, and can provide motivation for maintaining healthy habits. Many men find that having others who share their health goals makes it easier to stick with positive changes. Mental engagement through learning new skills, pursuing hobbies, volunteering, or other meaningful activities also supports overall health. Keeping your mind active and engaged appears to support not just cognitive health, but physical vitality as well. Let me tell you about Frank, a retired engineer who had become increasingly isolated after his wife passed away. Frank's physical health was declining, and he had lost interest in activities he used to enjoy. Working with Frank involved not just addressing his physical health concerns, but also helping him reconnect with social activities and find new sources of meaning and engagement. Frank began volunteering at a local community center, teaching basic computer skills to other seniors. He also joined a walking group at his local park. These activities provided social interaction, physical activity, and a sense of purpose. As Frank became more socially engaged, his motivation for taking care of his physical health increased as well. He became more consistent with the nutritional and lifestyle changes we had discussed, and his overall health and well-being improved significantly. This illustrates how interconnected different aspects of health and well-being really are. Addressing social isolation and mental engagement can actually support your physical health improvement efforts. Now, let me provide some specific practical guidance for implementing the approaches we've discussed. Start with a healthcare evaluation. Before making significant changes to your diet or supplement routine, have a comprehensive health assessment with your primary care physician. This should include evaluation of your current medications, any health conditions you have, and baseline measurements of important health markers. If your healthcare provider agrees it's appropriate, begin incorporating citrus fruits into your evening meal routine. Start with reasonable servings, perhaps half a grapefruit, 1 orange, or equivalent amounts of other citrus fruits. The goal is to make this a sustainable part of your routine, rather than consuming large quantities. If pomegranate isn't readily available in your area, you can often find it in the frozen fruit section of grocery stores or as 100% pomegranate juice without added sugars. Start with small amounts to see how your body responds. Optimize your supplement timing based on what we've discussed. Move stimulating supplements like B-complex vitamins to the morning and take vitamin D with meals that contain healthy fats to improve absorption. Create a sleep-friendly evening routine by eliminating caffeine after mid-afternoon, establishing consistent bedtime routines, and creating an environment conducive to quality sleep. Keep a simple health journal to track your energy levels, sleep quality, mood, and any symptoms you're experiencing. This will help you identify patterns and evaluate the effectiveness of changes you're making. Be patient and